Okay, we are going to continue on with day one. Like I said, we're going to read a story called Mole Bakes Bread. It's by Carolyn Green. As we read, we're going to think about things that happen and why they happen. Good readers look for causes and effects in story to better understand the things that happen in the story. Okay, so let's look at a little background here. Let's watch this real quick.
If you wanted a loaf of bread, where would you go to get it? To a grocery store or a bakery, right? Of course. But for thousands of years before there were grocery stores or bakeries, people made their own bread, and still do. It's really pretty easy and fun. All you need is a recipe to tell you how to make it and a few ingredients, like flour. Flour comes from grinding grain until it becomes fine and powdery. Just about any grain can be ground into flour: wheat, rye, oats, corn, or rice. Next, you mix the flour with a liquid like water or milk to form a sticky, gloppy dough. Then you add something like baking powder, baking soda, or yeast to make the dough rise or puff up like a balloon. If you don't add one of these, the bread will turn out like this. It still tastes good. In fact, some people prefer flatbread. But back to this puffy dough. The next step is to knead it by pushing the dough, folding it over, and pushing it again until it becomes smooth and springy. You could use a machine to do the kneading, but it's messier and more fun to use your hands. Then you put the dough in a warm place and let it rise. After it has puffed up, you're ready to bake the dough in a hot oven until it comes out looking like this: bread. People all over the world eat bread. The French make long loaves of bread called baguettes. In Ireland, people like white or brown soda bread. Fried or steamed wheat rolls called manto are a favorite in parts of China. Tortilla is a traditional Mexican bread. It's made from corn or wheat flour. Naan is a popular bread in India. It's flat and kind of chewy. What's your favorite kind of bread?
Okay, so that kind of introduces our Mole Bakes Bread book. So in reading, we're going to be looking at causes and effects. For our word power, it's going to be base, word, and ending. And for writing, we're going to write a descriptive paragraph. So now we're going to take our paper that we started with our initial rating, and we're going to go down day one, and you're going to put a plus if you know it and a question mark if you don't. So we'll start with baked. Baked means cooked in an oven. Julia heated the oven before she baked the cookies. Mixed. Mixed means put together. Bryce mixed the powder and water to make a paste. Ingredients. Ingredients means parts that go together to make something. The ingredients for Grandma's apple pie are a secret. Next we have delicious. Delicious means tasty. Lily's pasta was so delicious that Bobby had seconds. Then we have silly. Silly means funny. The silly clown made all the children laugh. Then we have followed. Followed means went after. The baby ducks followed their mother to the pond. Worried. Worried means afraid or nervous. Because math was hard for Kyle, he was worried about the big test. Then we have enjoy. Enjoy means like. I enjoy going to the park with my best friend. Okay, so think about this. Whitney's room was very messy. Her mother asked her to clean it. This is an example of a cause and effect relationship. It tells what happened and the reason it happened. Whitney's mother asked her to clean her room because it was very messy. We see cause and effects relationships like this every day. Okay, so this is called a T-chart. So on one side we have cause and the other side we have effect. Here I have written the word laughter. Some days we are happy and laugh a lot. Can you think of a time when you laughed this week? Hearing a funny joke is a good reason to laugh. Can you think of some other reasons why people laugh? Those are all reasons that someone might laugh. So in our T chart, you can see a relationship between a lot of causes and one effect. So you might under cause be like, well, I heard a joke, or something. You might be specific about something that made you laugh. Okay, I have a story here that I am going to read to you. It's called The Beautiful Trains of James St. James. It's by Susan Davis. Okay, so as I read, what do you think this story is going to be about? It says the town of Centerville. Make a prediction in your head. All right, so I'm going to read the first 3 pages. So here's the first page. It says, there once was a boy named James St. James who loved trains. He loved them so much that when he grew up, he became an engineer at a small train station in the town of Centerville. When he first started working there, the station was gray and colorless. The trains were gray and dull. In fact, the whole town was gray and dull. This place needs some brightening up, thought James. He remembered the toy train set he loved as a boy, and he decided to make the real station and trains look just like it. First, he painted the station green with a red roof. Then he started on the trains. He painted the locomotive a shiny purple with gold trim. This is starting to look much better, he thought as he looked around. It seemed to him that even the town had a bit more color. Next, he painted the coal car the brightest red that he could find. He thought that the bright red car would look even prettier when it held the black coal. They were both such strong, beautiful colors. And there's a picture. So as a child, St. James loved trains so much that he became an engineer when he grew up. Why does he decide to paint his train station and trains? Well, he thinks that the station and trains are dull. They are gray and colorless. He decides that they should be more colorful, like the train set he had when he was young. So if you're filling in the T chart, which I have an example of here. So if I'm filling in a T chart, just like this with my cause and effect, what side would you put what would you put on the cause side and what would you put on the effect side? Well, I would put the cause was this train station and the trains are dull, gray, and colorless. And the effect of that is James decides to paint them bright colors. That's why he decides that. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop and make another video here in a second. So I'm gonna write this and then we will have another video for the rest of this lesson.